So I actually want to go ahead and show a video that I actually came across on Threads. And this is essentially of this lady who has these two children. It's a white lady who has these two black adopted children. And what I want you to pay attention to is the whole demeanor. Okay. Look at the demeanor of the children. Look at the demeanor of the lady as well. Okay. I want you to just see the body language and just the overall attitude. Now, you can't hear necessarily what it is that she's saying, but just take a look. Okay. Let's get into it.
Chúng mình đang còn đồ ăn ở trong miệng. Are you looking at the voice talking bar? No. Quiet. Ý á, là bây giờ cái cái khỏe mình nó thôi cứ ok. Giờ chỉ có một cái thôi. Còn cái 100 á là đi gọi là đất tỉnh mà rồi gì đó mình rồi hôn mình gì đó về nhục về ấy này kia là bằng cái chuyện hết. Mình có cần cái đó nữa không thì thôi mình mua 3 đồng cái đất cho mình á.
Có gì vô từ 2.000 đưa 2.000.
Ý có chuyện gì đó cái gì mà 10% cho
Me? No, do you have one? It seems like you do. You're making a scene.
Ông nói chờ hả? Dạ, có không á. Sao cái 3 đồng hả? 2.000.
Having watched that video, you could just see she looks like she was taking a lot of, I don't know what was going on, but the very first thing that came out of her mouth was shut your freaking mouth to the boy. Okay. The girl, she didn't look like she was that happy, okay, around this foster mom, adoptive mom of hers, okay, who also is a real estate agent, okay. Something else that I noticed is the unkeptness, okay. you noticed it, you would notice it with boys and girls, but a lot with girls, you could just tell instantly from the hair. This is a ponytail that looks like it was done. There's no bonnet, there's no do-rap in sight. Okay. I call it do-rap. I essentially just get like a bandana, I fold it, and like I would put I wear three things. I wear one that I fold to about that width, and I put it here, and I tie it in the back. And then I got another one because I always have my hair up like this at night or whatever, and then I just take it out and shake it. Okay, so then I'll have another one that protects the back so that it'll be like this, and then I'll have the bonnet on top. Okay, there you can tell there's no do rap in sight for this girl or anything like that. Okay, why would you not want this girl's hair to look moisturized? Why would you not want it to be combed? Why would you not want it to be brushed? Why would you not want it to look like you put some effort or energy into it? There is this one person when I was going through the threads that I thought was an interesting comment. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it up probably down here. And it says, to the people saying, mind your business, people like you all are the reason I went through so much abuse in foster homes before landing with the family who actually loved me. Y'all would rather ignore the signs and allow us to be abused repeatedly. If you think for a second a child is being abused, report it right away. Better to be safe about it than to assume you're wrong. I dealt with years of abuse while people just look the other way to mind their own business. And that's something that, even I'm having a difficult time with because, like, for me, because you don't want to, I could see it. Okay, I completely understand. I completely agree with what it is that he's saying because it's like you don't want to be that person that, let's say the parent was just having a bad day. And you don't want to be that person that went and called CPS on the person, and let's say this person's, been struggling, to feed the kid or whatever the case may be. I'm not saying in this regard, this is different, but I'm just saying like other instances that you would see, where, someone, it may not look the same. You know what I mean? It may not be like, you may be like, oh yeah, they're terrible to the kid, but then you just never know. You know what I mean? So I could see why people would be a little hesitant, like, that's not my business. But then I understand what he's saying. It's like, dang, y'all see abuse, and I'm a helpless child, and y'all not gonna do anything to help, help your girl, help your boy out, So I could completely understand that in this regard. Here, that lady looked like she was annoyed. She looked like she was angry. She looked like she just didn't want, like, she shouldn't be around kids, period. But somehow you're around kids. Somehow you were able to be the foster mom or adopt these kids to also get that money from the state. Okay, because we know a lot of people do that. Okay, but it's like you're doing that, but you just have no regard. You a complete disregard for these children. These are real human living beings, and you're just like, yeah, whatever. This reminds me of that one case where it was this, I think they were like an elderly couple. Now, I don't think they were elderly, but it was a white couple. They went and adopted X amount of black children, and they had them pretty much doing slave labor. And then they were sentenced to prison because people found out these kids were living in terrible living conditions. They were not living well at all, but this is what's going on. You know what I mean? So sometimes it is best to just be like, if it looks wrong, say something, because at the end of the day, something ain't right. If you're hitting the kid, you're not making sure, even if you don't even put your hands on them, neglect is also abuse. You're not making sure that you have soap in the house so they could clean the body off. You're not making sure they look good, look presentable or anything like that. You're just like, yeah, here's a coat that's 2 sizes too small, go to school. And then you're out of there. So that's one of the things for me. I'm just like, there's supposed to be CPS. And there's supposed to be people who are looking at this kind of stuff. But you got some people who are under social workers. You have people companies, divisions who are understaffed, and you just have some people that be like, well, did they hit him? No, but something ain't right. You know what I mean? And then they're just like, whatever. I don't know if y'all seen that movie Weapons. but it has my girl, what's her name, Julia Gardner, from Ozark, that played Ruth. But loved her character. But anyways, in there, when she seen this one kid, the way he was acting, she went to the parents' house, went to his house, and then she was like, something ain't right. She's like, and then she went to the principal, and then the principal was like, no, no, what, does he have any bruises? And then she was like, no, he doesn't have any bruises. And then she was like, well, did he say that he was hit? No, he didn't. Then there's nothing you can do. And that's how you have some people that's like, okay, well, if they don't look like they have a black eye, I mean, what am I supposed to do? I'm not going to go and ask them to lift up their shirt and let me go and see if they're bruised anywhere, you know? So you do have that. But at the end of the day, you know, stuff like this is what I be talking about. And with this lady in particular, what I don't like is the fact that you have this lady who, you know, you're over here adopting these children, but at the end of the day, you don't care about these people. You don't care. You're just like, okay, I want that money. I want that check, whatever, whatever. I don't care, you know. But at the end of the day, I did want to go ahead and share this story. Now, they did say that the CPS was called on her because of this. I mean, you could just tell. And you could see, like, throughout the video, too, she noticed the camera as well. Like, she was looking and she was like, is that person recording me? I mean, you could see that the camera was propped up here, but she was looking like, is this person recording? But she didn't care. Even if it was, which it was, she didn't care. She was just like, whatever. Okay, you could record, but I'm not hitting them. Yeah, but you're verbally abusive towards them. Like, what are you even talking about here? Now, there is a reply from the lady because, you know, after she had the call and people were over here talking about her, she was like, okay, I'm going to go and say what I got to say. I got to go and say my side of the story. Okay. Let me see if I could go ahead and enlarge it just slightly and then put it up on the screen. Okay. So this is what she ended up saying. This is just a little screenshot of it. Said, need on my side. I've got plenty of people on my side and my boss is one of them. So now I'm not going to get fired and I still have my job. So the job is perfectly fine with her sitting up here abusing these black children. She said, are you dumb you know what, keep saying, oh my god, why would a white person adopt a black kid? Have you ever stopped to ask yourself why 90% of the kids in the system are black? Because their effing parents don't take care of them. That's why 100% of them, that's why 100% I don't need their stupid check. I work, my husband works. Okay. That's actually not true in terms of statistics, but let's continue. She said, we make plenty of money. These kids have it made. My son plays on select baseball. My daughter's in cheer. My daughter writes forces. My daughter writes forces. They raise cows. FFA. I don't need y'all effing pity. You don't know what the F is even going on. Come on, drive down to Texas. Come on, y'all. All wait, come on down. Come on, drive down to Texas. Come on, y'all all know my address apparently. Come on. This sounds like a hostile woman to me. Okay. But let's go ahead and look at some posts. So, some people actually made reviews for her and on that business page that she has. One of them says, I think I'll just put it up here just because the formatting is not letting me enlarge how I need to enlarge it. So you have one person that says, very disappointed by Jennifer Vidalis. Yeah, so you have one person that says, very disappointed by Jennifer Vidalis. She's very rude, and the way she treats kids is disgusting. I can't wrap my head around how she talks to them. She's a disgusting devil. Another person said, disappointed by Jennifer. Disappointed. Yeah, so you just have a whole bunch of people saying like, yeah, okay, y'all want to keep this person employed. Okay. And then you can even see like throughout the video, you had people looking like this is how you talk to these kids. Like you could see other people were visibly uncomfortable with what it is that she was doing. Let me know what y'all think down below.